So the Express here campaigning on the Rachel Reeves cut to winter fuel allowances, and this is Labour can't sort of get out of this one in a way. I mean, they may have to have a vote on it or whatever. What do you think, Anne? Has she made a mistake here?
I don't understand it, quite honestly. I mean, you all know that I've long argued that the winter fuel allowance shouldn't be universal, but I was thinking of higher rate taxpayers. I wasn't thinking of people just above the line for pension credits. And I don't understand it. And that is a genuine comment. You know, they found money for the unions. They found money for this and that. They cannot find money to keep the elderly warm in winter. I don't understand it.
The way they found the money for the unions, I see the papers saying, is by taking it from the pensioners.
Well, quite obviously that's contributed, yes. Yeah. Now, do you understand that in a Labour government? Perhaps you could enlighten us, Marvin.
Hi, Anne. I actually can't. It's one of those weird ones where I think they may have got this wrong. And I think more about the optics. I think I understand the reasoning between sort of merging the credits together under one particular system and the aim to get everybody to migrate over. And there are lots of people who are not actually applying for pension credits that are eligible, and that will reduce that number quite significantly. So that whole process of getting people to migrate over to the new system doesn't seem to be happening at the rate that it needs to, which is a bigger problem.
So actually, let's have a look. We can see what the Chancellor is saying in the House of Commons.
Well, the increases in the basic state pension mean that constituents of hers are £900 better off than they were a year ago. And of course, energy bills are lower this year than they were last year. But it is important that we ensure that the 800,000 people who missed out on pension credit under the previous Conservative government now get access to that support, because those are the poorest pensioners. And at the moment, they are living in poverty because the previous government failed to sign them up to pension credit.
Leave out the second half, which is all about getting people to fill out the forms. The first bit is the key bit. She says that the pensions are going up so much, you'll get the extra £300 through the so-called triple lock.
That is the argument, but that assumes that everything else stays the same, you know, that your costs stay the same. Now, she argued there that energy costs were falling. I mean, I think most people would say, you know, they're finding it harder and harder to heat their homes, and food and all the rest of it. And you know, to say we're replacing this with this, when in the past what you've said is this is discrete from that, you know, you can't do that in one fell swoop.
Well, they've got a massive majority, and if they have a vote, they'll win the vote.
But the other thing I don't understand about this is, why don't they want to vote? I mean, I understand politically why they don't want to vote.
I think they will. Maybe they will have a vote.
They'll have to.
But just to prove that you know, they've got the power to do it.
Well, I think what it shows is that irrespective, when you have such a large majority and you have such a poor opposition, it has a massive impact. When it comes to issues like this, where even your own MPs are divided, there isn't enough consensus to stop what it is that they're going to introduce. And all of these extreme measures that seem to keep coming in are a real response into what we've come from, which is, you know, mismanagement of our finances for a very long period of time. So my goal is...
include in that the massive financial crash in 2008.
I think there's only so much accountability you can put on things like COVID and financial crashes. We're actually now getting into a point where there's so many errors that were made over such a long period of time that we're in such a desperate place. Bad decisions are now being made to get out of it. I don't actually agree with pensioners being the target of it. I think they should be one of the most protected communities in our country.
Well, the poorer pensioners certainly should be.
Absolutely.
Okay.